Hello there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here on M7 My Mind Matters. How are you? How's your week been? I hope it's been brilliant. And I hope over the last few weeks you've been able to take some of the ideas I've been sharing with you and use them, because that's really where the power of this podcast, this broadcast is you doing the work. And I am confident I've said that week after week after week after week. This is called a practice. Breath work, mindfulness, meditation, they are all called practice because that's what we're required to do. And to become better at any of these skills, and they are skills, we need to practice. Now, if you haven't, don't beat yourself up. I'm certainly not going to tell you off. But if you started moving in the right direction, even if you just do this every week, that's a good start. And if you could start to do something on your own each day, then that's even more powerful. Now, we've covered a lot of material over the last few months, and today I believe we're going to take our deepest dive yet, one of the most important of the broadcasts, the podcasts that we've offered you so far. And this is all about expectation. Let me just put that up on the screen for you. So expectation is today's focus. And this is very, very important because you've heard the term self-fulfilling prophecy. I cannot imagine anyone listening right now watching this video, even if you're not with us on a Monday night at 7, so it's not live, you're watching a recording. I cannot imagine anybody saying never heard of that. Self-fulfilling prophecy. And that really is your expectations coming true. And here's the importance of all of this. If you can create an expectation in your mind, if you can create an expectation that you can absolutely believe, then there's a very good chance that you can create that in your reality. And that's really what tonight's session is all about. All of these sessions are about creating your own reality through thought. And I'm not on my own on this idea. You jump online, you can do a lot of research, and you will find many authors, many teachers, many books, many videos on this material. In fact, if you're wondering where you would begin, go to engagewithsuccess.com. That's my website. Not because of me. Click on the button that says resources, and you'll find links to many of those teachers. Certainly the ones that I've enjoyed, certainly the ones that I've found to offer the best content, because there's a lot of people out there that don't seem to know what they're on about. And I haven't added those to my website. There's other blogs, there's other podcasts, and there's all sorts of material available to you. Now, in this particular arena, expectation, there's a couple of people I'd like to mention, and I think they could be very useful for you. I studied with Jack Canfield for 2.5 years, and Jack, there's a good chance you might know that name. He did the Success Principles back in 2005. Brilliant, brilliant book. And then, I think, was it 2005? Yeah, it was. 2005 it came out. And then he talks about it as if, and I will take a deeper dive on this later in the broadcast, the podcast. And by the way, I use those terms, broadcast, because it'll be on YouTube and you can see the video footage. And then it also goes into an audio only, which we'll have to call a podcast. So whichever you feel is more appropriate, you watch or listen to. So Jack Canfield calls it as if. That is one of his success principles, living as if. And it's become very, very powerful tool. Many, many people use that. But it's expectation. And then another very good trainer, a teacher, I certainly had the fortune to work with him in the past. And as this week, he's now writing his memoirs. He's in his 80s already. And that is John Kehoe, Kehoe, Canadian gentleman. Brilliant book called Mind Power. You can jump online, get his course as well if you'd like something more about your subconscious and the power that it offers you. Again, there's lots of people out there, lots of content. The key to success, if this is new to you, this is the beginning of your journey, is to find what resonates with you best. Because we all come to this material from different angles. And some people will listen to a particular teacher and say, oh my goodness, they're brilliant. I love their work. And they go on the course, they love it. And other people say, I did it, I don't like it. And that's because we're all looking at life through our own, I don't say rose-colored glasses, let's just call them glasses, our own perception glasses. Yours might be red, yours might be blue, you might be purple, it might be pink, it doesn't matter. But you're looking at the world from your point of view, your perception. And so some people might use lots of, let's say, religious terms, they might quote the Bible, and that doesn't work well for you. But obviously, if you've got a Christian background, then you might love that. And that might be something you're familiar with and accustomed to. And so you love it. But here's what I can promise all of you. All of this work, even the Bible, even the Quran, all of these books, they all come down to the same philosophies. Now, you may disagree with me that because of your perception and the way you see the world. But I absolutely categorically stand behind the fact that all of these teachings are sharing the same philosophies. And that's the fact that there are two worlds, the inside world and the outside world. Most of us are focused on the outside world, the external world. And we believe that we have to work toward that outward world, and that we have to deal with it, and we have to work around it, and we have to try to manipulate it. And then all of these books with you will be teaching you constantly, even the religious ones, teaching you that there's an inner world. And you know there is. You know there is. I'll give you examples so you understand what I'm talking about. If you were, let's say, out for dinner with a good friend and they're telling you a story, and while they're chatting away telling the story, you're thinking, oh, they tell me the story every time. Well, you're probably sitting there smiling and nodding, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But inside, you're having a totally different conversation with yourself. Thinking, oh, I wish I wouldn't tell a story every time. I've had enough of this. Or perhaps your partner is sharing some information with you, and they're telling you what happened to them all day, and you're thinking, I ain't got time to listen to this. I've got to go and do something else. So again, what's going on externally and what's going on internally are two different worlds, and we all live in those. And really what all of this is about is helping you to improve the internal world, not just to improve it, but to empower it. And by understanding that you have 100% control of your inner world, and this is a responsibility that you should embrace, you have the opportunity to change your life. And if you've ever heard that term, many people will say, you can be, have, or do anything you want. And you're thinking, that's bull, that's no way that's true. It's not that easy. That's because you're focused on the outside world and you've got a lot of resistance and you're trying to change it and manipulate it and force it to do what you want. But when you can get into a position where your inner world is in control, you realize that your thoughts can change everything. It's pretty intensive stuff. It is pretty, it's epic. It's an epic journey. But of course, depending on where you are in your personal development journey, you may or may not resonate with what I've just said. If you love the idea that you can create your own reality, this is for you. If you already believe that your thoughts are powerful and there's more to them than you think, just think about it. How many thoughts do you have in a day? Well, it's thousands, right? In fact, I can tell you it's estimated to be between 40 and 60,000 per day. That's like one every second during your waking hours. Can you imagine that? Another thought, another thought, another thought. And even now, whilst I'm talking to you and sharing this content, you may well be thinking about your dinner. What have I just had? What am I having? What am I doing tomorrow? Oh, I hope the hour is up because I've got to take care of the kids. There's so many things going on. That's the inner and outer world again. A perfect example of how all this works. And what we're talking about is being able to concentrate on this inner world and now make it work for us. Because if you don't, if you let it run on its own, it will work against you. I shouldn't say it will, but there's a very good chance it will. And you've heard the term limiting beliefs. That's really what these are all about. Mental barriers, personal roadblocks. These are all negative thoughts going on in your head. And they're just thoughts. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to do anything about them. In fact, I would encourage you to reduce them and remove them, or even more. The best way I think to get rid of negative thoughts is to replace them with positive ones. Okay, we're going to talk about expectation. And what that really talks about is the step after desire. You may have desires already, or you might call them goals. You've got them mapped out. If you have got goals, I really encourage you to write them down. I know most people say that, but most people don't. Most people don't write them down. So get them written down if you can. Get them somewhere you can see them day in and day out. So that's your desire. These are the goals that you'd like to go after. Then you can use your imagination. We've already discussed that in this podcast. Imagination is important. We're going to take a little bit of a dive on that this evening, because ultimately you will use your imagination to really start to experience your intention as if it's already happening. and you will require your imagination to do that. Okay, for those of you that are new to this, I use 3 techniques every week, and those are breath work. We start with that. Then we move on to a deeper dive, and that particular deeper dive is called, sorry, I can just see somebody important outside the house. The doorbell is likely to ring. Anyway, apologies for that. I shouldn't have looked out the window. So breath work is the important one. Then we're going to move on to mindfulness. And this is a way of stopping distractions, starting to focus and concentrate and create stronger thoughts in your head. And then finally, meditation. And meditation is the big one tonight, because when we get into intention, we're going to start to see what that future life, what those goals, what those dreams, what those desires look like, and experience them as if they're actually happening. Okay, are you ready? Let's take our first dive. We're going to go into what we call breath work. So get comfortable in your chair. I prefer to be sitting up. You could be lying down, but I prefer to be sitting up if possible. Get comfy. If you've been in a chair all day long, why not take the opportunity to stand up and have a little stretch before we get going? And then when you're comfortable, close your eyes, put your hands on the top of your legs, and just start to breathe in and out nice and comfortably. Now we'll put some music on in the background. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, now I'm going to count as well. So breathing in through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3. And let it out for 1, 2, 3. 4 now. Breathing in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for 5. Last one. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out through your mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just continue breathing at your own pace. I just want to make this clear. The reason I do these activities during the presentation is because I want you to experience the difference it can make, rather than just talking about breath work. When you read a book, it's interesting, it's useful, it's helpful, but experiencing it is so much more. And that's what I'm giving you the opportunity to do this evening. Now we are talking about intention. So whilst we've slowed everything down, whilst we're comfortable, why not take a moment to think about something you'd like to achieve over the next, let's go 90 days. A 90-day challenge. Think of something you'd like to achieve in the next 3 months. Would that be a change in your salary, your income? Would that be selling a home and moving? Would that be finding a dream home? Would that be finding a new job? Would that be finding happiness or a partner, or spending some time with a family member, or going on holiday? It can be anything. Think of something right here, right now, that you would love to do within the next 90 days. And whilst you've got your eyes closed, just imagine what that looks like. I'll give you some examples. So if you were, let's say, going for a job interview, You're looking for a new job. Perhaps you can imagine now, just imagine being at the interview. You're sat in the chair and you're looking at the people or person that's interviewing you. Think of it as happening right here, right now. Or if it's finding a new partner, perhaps you want to go on some dates. So imagine what it's like right now to be going on those dates. Or perhaps it's your health. Let's go for weight. You'd like to lose some pounds. Maybe it's a few stone. Imagine right now the weight coming off. So you decide what it is. These are just 3 examples, and there are literally hundreds of thousands. This is all down to what you would like it to be, a challenge that you'd like in the next 90 days. Now, here's where intention and expectation get important. So we've talked about being on a job and going for the interview. Think right now how that feels. You're on the job interview. How does that feel? Or you're looking for a partner, you're on dates. How do you feel whilst you're on those dates? Just get that emotion in your body. And if you're losing weight, imagine what that feels like to be on the diet and starting to achieve your goals. And of course, if it's none of those 3, just imagine yourself now on your journey towards your 90-day challenge. How do you feel as you're making progress? Let's take it to the next level now. Let's go for full expectation. Let's go beyond that. Let's go to acting as if. And when I say acting as if, this isn't just optimism. It's a belief in the inevitability of your desires. Just like a seed contains the blueprint of, say, an oak tree, our expectations plant the seeds of intention in the fertile soil of existence. So when we expect the best outcomes, we're able to visualize our goals. And you're doing that right now. Seeing images in your mind's eye is visualization. We send out this powerful message to the universe. And if we can get to a point where we have unwavering conviction, that then generates a magnetic energy that draws opportunities, circumstances, and people in alignment with those expectations. So you're feeling right now what it's like to be on that interview, what it's like to be dating, what it's like to be losing that weight. But now we need to take it to the next step, which is to feel. How do you feel? How do you react when you've got the job? Not that you're interviewing for it, but you've got the job. You've walked out the interview and they've all told you you're great, you're perfect. You've got the job. How do you feel? That's the feeling that you want. Now, the dating, you're not out on the date. You've been on 2, 3 dates. And now you've both agreed that you want to be boyfriend, girlfriend. You want to be partners. So you've achieved that goal. How does that feel? And again, with the weight journey, this isn't just the journey. This isn't, I've lost a pound or 2 pounds or 3 pounds, whatever your goal may be. This is, you've achieved it. You are now at that perfect weight, the weight that you wrote down, the weight that you made your goal, whatever it may be, 10 stone, 11 stone, 12 stone, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you've put down. How do you feel now? That's what expectation is about. That's what we're talking about tonight. Just take a moment right here, right now, to linger in that feeling of success. Just enjoy it. Again, I'll just use 3 examples. You might be thinking finances. You might be thinking holidays. You might be thinking of purchasing a new car, purchasing a new house, dream car, dream house. We're going for 90. I want you to be able to take this with you after tonight and run with it. And see what you can make happen over the next 3 months. But again, I'm going to say what I said at the very beginning of tonight. This is a practice. So if you simply listen tonight and you come back in a week and a week after that, it is unlikely to have the power needed to get you the goals that you want. For that self-fulfilling prophecy to come true, you must expect it. You must believe it happens. You need to be living as if. As if what? As if your wishes were already fulfilled. In fact, Wayne Dyer has a great book, Your Wishes Fulfilled. That's a great book, which is absolutely about expectation. So living as if your wishes were already fulfilled. This bridges the gap between that present day reality and that desired future. And by immersing yourself in the emotional and sensory experience is so important here. Don't just see images. If you can, hear it, feel it. If you're in a car, imagine the windows down, you feel the wind blowing through your hair. The roof off if it's a convertible. Imagine the steering wheel in your hands. You can feel the leather or the wood, maybe an old classic. Just bring it to life, but use the sensories, use the senses. And this really helps you to generate a vibrational frequency that resonates with your end goal. So just for a few more moments, feel the success as if it's already happened. I bet you could feel a difference between losing the weight and having lost the weight. The emotional difference is so important. Such a big difference between interviewing for a job and having the job. Such a big difference between going on dates and having found your partner. That's the difference. That's what expectation, that's what living as if is all about. A little later, I will share the science behind the magic. Okay, nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I want you to open your eyes when you're ready. And if you need to, have a little stretch. And just with your eyes open, remember what it feels like to already have the goal. Now, I know we're just dreaming here. I know this is just an idea or a feeling in our mind, but it's so important that ultimately, when you can take it that far, when you can actually feel like you've already succeeded, you send a great deal of information to your subconscious mind. And it's your subconscious mind that connects with the universe. It's already connected to the universe. That is your connection to, let's call it the world wide web of the universe. The future, the past, the present. You probably heard they talk about lifelines. We're all living in, all of these are going on, coexisting at the very same time. Think of it as being true, and now you're tapping into it, and you're there already. And that's the beauty of the imagination. It can take you to a whole different world. Now, I've got to share with you, this year alone, I've had some spectacular, I say this year, I mean the last 12 months, not just 2023. The last 12 months, I've had some spectacular success with this. Spectacular success. So if you're thinking that this stuff might be airy-fairy, or it's a little too metaphysical for you, or perhaps it's too ethereal for you, give it a go. Explore, experiment. And I've treated my own life for the past 35 years as if it was an experiment, reading ideas and books and running with them. It's only since 2010, so 13 years, that I've developed my own system so that I could bring all of this together in a much easier to understand system. Engage is the acronym for my system. And the reason I did that is because I don't want anyone else to have to read the thousands, I dare say it's thousands of books, and certainly been on I don't want to say hundreds, because maybe it is 100, 105, 110, 120. So it wouldn't be hundreds, would it? But I've been on a multitude of courses, especially now with the access so easy on the internet. You can take course day after day after day after day after day. Some of the courses will be for weeks, some will last for months. And of course, you can do lots of these one-day courses. So I've taken course after course after course after course in my own journey to find out what life is all about and how I can create the life of my dreams. And ultimately, it will all come down to belief. Because if you don't believe these things, you have to believe them right now, but you have to investigate, and you have to play with it, and you have to explore, and you need to prove to yourself that all of these ideas are true. Because me telling you it's true ain't going to happen. And reading it in a book doesn't mean you'll believe it. Going on a course doesn't mean you're believing it. But by taking the opportunity to explore, 90-day challenge, take it on, give yourself a goal, and start to live as if you've already succeeded, as if there's no way you could fail. And every day, I'm talking every day, if you want success, you've got to practice this every day and see where it gets you. And send me an email, let me know. info@engagewithsuccess.com. I'd love to hear from you. And it doesn't have to be 90 days to get the success. If you believe it's going to take 90 days, then there's an even better chance that will be the case. But if you believe you could do it in a month, go for it. If you believe you could do it in the next 2 weeks, then go for it. Don't delay it to 90 days because I've suggested that, but I'm just trying to get you a big enough goal that you believe you could do it in the next 90 days. How would you change your life? Yeah. I think of all aspects, relationships, health, well-being, time with family, time with the other half, holidays, finances, careers. There are so many things. Pick one and prove to yourself that this stuff works. You only need to feel some success to get more and more committed to it. Some success is all you need. Okay, we're going to move on to mindfulness, because I know, I have a terrible habit week after week after week. I get caught up, and I love talking about this so much that I take longer on the breath work than I anticipated. Then I take longer on the mindfulness than I expected. And that gives me less time for the meditation, and expectation and meditation work beautifully hand in hand. So I'm going to move on right now. Let's go on now to mindfulness. So get comfortable in your chair, have a little wiggle if you need to, stretch your spine. Close your eyes when you're ready. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it and let it out through the mouth. In through the nose. Hold on to it and out through the mouth. Now, just to make it clear to you, you can use all of these techniques if you are stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed. I'm not going to focus on those tonight because the focus is expectation. But you can, if you find that this is the sort of material you like because of stress, because you're struggling with life at the moment, then please go to the podcast, go to the broadcast, YouTube, and have a look. Go to my website. Go to my website, engagewithsuccess.com. I'll take the opportunity to click on the resources button, and you will find lots of information there that will help you out. Okay, mindfulness. Let's take a moment right now. I'm going to turn the music down because I want you to start to listen to the sounds in the room that you're in. Just see what you can notice right here, right now. And what we're doing is focusing our attention just on sound. And take your attention outside of the room you're in. If you can, take your attention outside of the building you're in. So you're literally outside now. Can you hear anything outside? Usually I hear the birds chirping. It's very windy today, so I've got my windows closed. But usually I can hear pigeons cooing, birds tweeting. I can see how windy it is out the windows. I dare say if I opened the windows, we would hear the wind. But perhaps you've got a lot of traffic nearby. I'm out in the sticks. It's very quiet here. Maybe you can hear planes passing overhead. What's the furthest away sound that you can hear? Okay, let's bring it back into the room. What's the closest sound that you can hear? For me, without a doubt, is my laptop. The fan is working overtime. Maybe you can even hear that in the background. I hope you can't, but it is whirring away. Maybe you can hear your own breathing. That's a great one to focus on. If you need to, just make some sounds as you breathe in. Just make it a little louder. And then as you let the air out, just give yourself something to focus on. And the idea behind all of this is to get away from other distractions and to calm the mind. I like to say calm the mind because you'll never stop the mind. The mind is feeding us information all day long. And when you've got your eyes open and it can see, it will feed you even more information. So closing the eyes is great because we can still hear, we can still smell, we can still touch, we can still taste. By closing the eyes, many of these distractions are gone. Let's move now to our sense of taste. What can you taste in your mouth? Just focus on that for a moment. Can you taste maybe dinner? Are you salivating because you're thinking of dinner? Do you wish you'd had some gum or cleaned your teeth before you came to room 7 this evening? What can you taste? That taste is a great one to do when you're out and about, maybe having lunch with friends. It doesn't have to be anywhere swanky. It could be a place you go to all the time. It could just be some pub grub. Hey, let's go for something simple. A Greg's. Sorry for the advert. Greg's will be happy. The Greg's sausage rolls. Imagine if you like sausage rolls. If you don't, maybe a vegan sausage roll. As you're biting into it, you can taste the flavour of the pastry. Oh, that feels good. As you bite into the sausage, that tastes so good. And if you get a chance, you can do this at home easily because it's a bit embarrassing being in a restaurant, closing your eyes. But at home, eat your meal with your eyes closed. Obviously, open your eyes between bites so you don't put your fork in your top lip. But once you put the food in your mouth, just really enjoy the flavours, see where it takes you. That's great with dessert. Maybe you're a chocolate lover, ice cream lover. Oh, focus on the flavours. It's delicious. Okay, let's move now to the sense of smell. Can you smell anything where you are? Can you smell perhaps your own fragrance, maybe your own aftershave or perfume? What can you smell? Maybe there's some leather nearby. You can smell the leather, or somebody's been cleaning, or you have one of those those air fresheners that spray every, I don't know what it is, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You hear it, it scare the hell out of me when my mum has me in her house. And they go off, whoa! Perhaps you can smell that. Maybe you've got a candle lit. Maybe you've got some incense burning. That's certainly one to try. And just close your eyes and focus intensely on either the sounds, or the taste, or the smell. Let's go to touch. Keep your eyes closed, hands on the top of your legs. Feel the fabric of the garment you're wearing. Is it woolly? Is it cotton? Is it silky? Is it shiny? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it really smooth, or is it bumpy? Just pay attention to it. If you can, with your eyes closed, try to remember what colour the garment is. What colour is the skirt or the trousers you're wearing? Is it jeans or is it trousers? Can you tell without looking? Can you remember? And rub your fingers up and down your legs so you can really feel that fabric. And then finally, we're going to go for the eyes. So I'm going to ask you right now to open your eyes. And now look at something directly in front of you. If you need to turn your head slightly and look for something interesting, it could be a painting, it could be wallpaper. It depends what room you're in. If you're in the bedroom, maybe it's a headboard or a duvet. Perhaps it's the shape of the TV. I hope you've got the television off if there's a TV in there. But you can look at the shape of the TV, see a reflection in the television. Has it got a frame all the way around it? Just pay attention to what you can see right now. And try to look at the different shades of whatever you're looking at, or different colours, or different shapes. Is it intricate? Is it a piece of artwork? And if it's a fabric, what does that feel like in your mind's eye? Don't go and touch it. Just in your mind's eye, would that be soft? Would it be velvety, silky? How would it feel? If it's silky, would it be cold to touch? Maybe you're in the dining room. Maybe you can see a chair. Maybe you can see some artwork. Maybe you can see the kitchen. And you're looking at the fridge or the freezer or the cooker, the oven. So many things. It's a matter of really paying attention. Try to find something that you've not seen on whatever it is you're looking at. Try to find something you've not noticed before. Maybe it's a shade of colour. Maybe it's a particular shape. Maybe it's scratched and you've never realised. Or it's damaged and you've never noticed that before. Look for something new right now. Now, all of these skills, no matter which one of the senses you use, you need to use one. These are mindfulness skills. And these are really important for giving you the opportunity to just get in the moment, be in the now. So if you're stressed out at work, wound up, you've got the opportunity, get somewhere peaceful, get somewhere quiet, close your eyes and use these skills. Because we want to bring all of this back to expectation. So what you can do is once you've calmed the mind, whether you're doing that through what you can see or what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can taste, no matter which it is, once you've calmed the mind, then take the opportunity to close your eyes and go into that feeling of already having succeeded at your goal. So if you're thinking, I want to get a promotion at work, well, that's something in the future. I want you to feel right here, right now. How does it feel to have gained that promotion at work? What do you feel like with that additional income? What do you feel like with that additional responsibility? What's that doing for your self-image? You looking better? You feeling better? Are you happier? Are you liking having that extra cash so you can do more things? Is that making you feel good about yourself? That's what this is all about. Living as if you've already achieved it. That's the experience you want to have in your mind's eye. Listen, you probably heard that term, fake it till you make it. You're kind of doing that, but I'm not asking you to fake it and tell fibs to everyone else around you. This is personal, in your own time. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the evening. Close your eyes and experience your success as if it's already happened. That's your expectation. Okay, coming out of the mindfulness and back into the moment right now. How are you feeling? I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're getting this swing of it, the idea of it. Now, I've got plenty of time here to take you on this deep dive for meditation, a meditation of expectation. I want to get into it right now because there's lots to share with you on this. And this is a very powerful way for understanding and experiencing your goals as if you've already achieved them. That's what you want to be, already achieved, not getting towards them, not getting closer, not what's it going to feel like as I almost get them, as if you already succeeded. That's the key to success here. Okay, close your eyes, get comfortable, get in that chair, and take the opportunity right now to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth at your comfort rate, as slowly or as quickly as you would like. Notice your breathing. Maybe you can feel your chest lifting, or you can feel your belly pulling up. As you hold on to it and let it out, then feel your belly going back in, your chest dropping, your shoulders dropping. If they're still tense, drop them now. It's easy to forget about the shoulders. If they feel tense, drop them again right now. Okay, I said I'd share the science behind the magic of expectation. So neuroscience and psychology shed light on the efficacy of these practices. The brains are absolutely, without doubt, proven to be wired to see patterns and align our reality with our beliefs. So you believe something, hey, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You believe that's going to happen, and it's happening. You believe that you're poor, you're going to be poor. You believe that you can make lots of money, you could make lots of money. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So when we hold positive expectations, and bear in mind there's work. I'm not just telling you, oh, think you can get rich and you get rich. You've got to do the work. You've got to do the experience of already having it. You're effectively creating your self-fulfilling prophecy. And furthermore, the brain cannot distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and the actual events. And that's why, and again, I encourage you to do homework. This is why professional athletes do this type of work. They visualize their success. They may experience what it's like to be running around that track, but they are also practicing what it feels like to have won. They have won. They're already embedding that experience into their life. Their expectation is so high. So just bear that in mind. And if you think I'm talking a load of blah, 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 Google it, look it up, and find out if it's true about the brain not being able to distinguish between imagined experiences. And I'm talking really vivid imagined experiences, not just, oh, I had a little idea in my head. You've got to make your brain is in a box. It's called a skull. It's in the dark. Your brain cannot see anything. It requires the eyes to send it information. It requires the ears to send it information. It requires the touch to send it information. Your 5 senses are feeding it information. But your brain itself can't see or hear or do any of those things. It's just receiving information. And that's why it's so important that you send it the information, the perception that you want it to have. So do feel free to Google this and you'll find it's all true. Now, the key to living as if is the fact that it taps into the brain's ability to generate real emotions and experiences based on these imagined scenarios. That's the key. You've got to feel the emotion. That's why I shared with you earlier, a little bit like, how do you feel if you're losing weight? But how does it feel to have lost the weight, to have achieved your goal? This is the important difference here. This is what I want you to be aware of. Really important stuff. So the expectation of living as if transforms our perception and our behavior. And when we expect success, we approach these challenges with a proactive mindset. We turn setbacks into stepping stones or feedback. And living as if enhances our self-confidence, It can allow us to embody the qualities required to achieve our goals, even if they're big goals. It's the art of shifting our inner narrative from doubt to conviction, from scarcity to abundance. And I want to make this clear, folks. This is not just positive thinking. You've got to take some action. You have got to do this work. You must do this work. If you just do it now and again, then you're not creating powerful images. You're not experiencing it in your body. And you need to really believe that you've experienced it with your eyes closed. This takes work, and you'll get better and better and better and better at it. And as you rehearse the scene over and over and over again, it will become more powerful, more vibrant, more realistic, and the emotions will start to come through. Okay, let's do our meditation. With your eyes closed, in through the nose and out through the mouth, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. But tonight I'm going to very quickly ask you to imagine a ray of light going over you from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. So starting at the head, this is like a wave of light. It's just making its way down, almost like a scanner from the top to the bottom of your feet. So we start at the top of your head, and now this beam of light is passing over your head, over your face, over your mouth, over your chin, onto your neck. Can you imagine that beam of light? Not one tiny laser beam, but like left to right, as if you're going through a scanner and it's checking out everything on you from left to right in one particular horizontal line. Now it's onto the shoulders. Allow those shoulders to rest and relax. Now making its way down over the chest. This light passes through you, penetrates into the body, and you can feel it on your spine as well. Resting, relaxing, making its way down over the body. As it makes its way down now across the torso, it's coming down the arms, onto the belly now, coming down through the arms, onto the legs, coming across the hands, and now making its way down onto the knees and down over the lower part of your legs. That beam of light now covering the ankles onto the feet. So now your entire body has passed through it. A beam of light that helps you to feel rested and relaxed and calm. You're feeling very calm. You're feeling very, very calm. And now whilst you've got your eyes closed and you're feeling calm, I want you to imagine in front of you, about 6 feet away, you can see a door. And the door is ajar. It's not wide open, but it's open enough that light is coming streaming in through the door. So you start to move toward it. Now it's only 5 feet away, 4 feet away, 3 feet away, 2 feet away, 1 foot away. It's just in front of you. Beams of light coming out through that open door. Now you push the door in so that it opens completely, and now golden light comes out from this doorway, and you're bathed in more golden light, resting, relaxing. It feels so good. That feels so good. Now as your eyes become accustomed to that light, and again bear in mind you've got your eyes closed, but as you become accustomed to that light, looking through the doorway, you now see there are steps leading down. There are 10 steps. We're going to go down the steps one at a time. So now 9 steps to go. 8 steps to go. 7 steps to go. 6 steps to go. Making our way down the steps. 5 to go. 4 to go. Deeper and deeper. 3 to go. 2 to go. One step remaining. Let's take the last step, and now we're on the ground. Now, where you've arrived to, it's not a room, but a beautiful place of your choice to rest and relax. You can literally see a beautiful view in front of you. Now, you could be in the countryside, you could be at the beach, you could be up the mountains. There are so many places that you could be. You decide what it is. But it feels good, it feels restful, it feels relaxing. Let me just fill that image in a little more for you. If you're at the beach, it could be pebbles, it could be sand, you decide. I want you to sit down and then lay down and listen to the sounds around you. If it's somewhere green, lush, maybe a meadow, perhaps a forest, do the same thing. Take the opportunity to sit and then lay down and listen to the sounds around you. And again, if you're at the mountains, maybe you're high up and you can see a beautiful view in front of you. Sit down, rest, relax, and then lay down. Are you on rocks? Is it just one giant rock? Is there water trickling down the rocks? Is it a waterfall? Listen to the sounds around you, keeping your eyes closed. This place is your subconscious mind. This is the place of total tranquility. This is a place that you would love to visit more frequently. This is a place that cares for you and you care for it. And whilst you're laying there on your back, look up into the sky and see a beautiful, bright blue sky, full of sunshine. And just a few fluffy white clouds in the sky. It's beautiful, it's restful, it's relaxing. Now, whilst you're here, take a moment to go back to that goal, that 90-day challenge. What is it that you would like to achieve? And whilst you're here, deep within your subconscious mind, take a moment to think about how you will feel when you succeed. You have succeeded. You have got your goal. Not getting close, not moving toward it. You have achieved it. You've nailed it. How does that feel? Are you going to scream and shout and jump up and down? You just feel okay about it? Feel the energy in your body. Feel the change in vibration. Feel the emotions running through. How excited are you? Let's say it's money. Let's say you wanted to double your income. You wanted to win the lottery, whatever it may be. How do you feel? If you don't feel excited, if you're not feeling the rush, then perhaps the goal isn't big enough. And that can often happen. Maybe you played it safe, or perhaps you just don't know how you would feel if you succeeded. Then this is something you need to work on. That's not a criticism. It just highlights the fact that you need to work on it. And this is somewhere you want to come time and time and time again, deep within the subconscious mind. No one else can see you or hear you. And you've got the opportunity to connect with the universe and make your dreams come true. Make your desires a reality. And bring those prophecies into reality, self-fulfilling prophecies. So you will need to take inspired action. You will need to immerse yourself in this. You will need to release any doubts that you may have, and certainly act with conviction. Okay, so now that we're in the subconscious, we need to drop your 90-day goal. Just enjoy the surroundings, the environment for a moment. Imagine sitting back up now, standing back up now, turning around, and we're moving back toward the staircase. Making our way to those 10 steps that we came down, and now we're going to make our way back up. So first step, 9 to go. 8 to go. 7 steps to go. 6 steps to go. 5 steps. 4 steps. 3 steps. 2 steps. 1 more step. Taking that last step now back into the doorway. Walk through the doorway, turn around, and just close the door. And before you open your eyes, put a smile on your face and know that you entered your subconscious mind. And it's somewhere you're looking forward to returning to shortly. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. Unfortunately, we have come to tonight's session. It goes so fast, I promise you, it goes way too fast. I used to like to do an entire hour, but I realized some of the social media platforms don't allow me to post if it goes over the hour. So I have to be strict on this time. So if you're enjoying this, please join me again every Monday, as many Mondays as you can at 7 p.m. If you miss one, you're on holiday, because at this time of year, July and August, lots of people are, then go to the website, engagewithsuccess.com, and you can catch up on the podcast or the broadcast. It's entirely up to you. You can see previous ones. Maybe you like to go back to those, or just get inspiration and look through the teachers. I've got historical ones, books that may be 100 years old, because these are not new ideas. They become more and more and more and more popular. And I believe the reason for that is neuroscience is proving it. The more experimentation we do, the more we can prove this is real. This will just become normal culture in years to come, maybe decades to come, but we'll all be using this. Just like, think about it, as a society, we've changed. I'm here in the UK. You can't compare the way we live now to what we did 50 years ago. It's certainly not the way we used to live 100 years ago. My kids were watching TV the other night, and it was showing you a family from about 50 years ago. They just had a black and white television. It was a big old box. I found it laughable. I just can't comprehend that. That's how life used to be. Our first TV was a black and white in a box. So just bear all of these things in mind. We're all evolving, even society, even your country, our planet. We are all evolving. My name's been Paul Becque, and this is engagewithsuccess.com. If you'd like to learn more, go to the website. If you have got a group or an organization or a company that would like to know more about this, or performing at a higher level, or enjoying more success, perhaps it's a sales team and you want them to be able to double their sales, then feel free to reach out to me, info@engagewithsuccess.com, and I'll happily come and do a free of charge presentation. So you've got the opportunity to experience what I'm all about, and your team can experience me, and then you've got the opportunity to take that forward if you wish. Thank you for your company. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.